guys, this is John McNamara, host, Running Vegas. We're talking local sports, business, real estate, and with my co-host, Mr.
Rodrigo, always happy to be here.
Thanks for being on, man.
Of course.
Chairman Jamaal Ealey, guys, what's good in the hood? Bye.
Oh, we in here.
We're off to a hot start with Mr. Jamaal Ealey.
Checking
Signature Real Estate.
I know. Don't beat me up, guys. I love you guys. Don't beat me.
I know. We need all the deets on Signature.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, my gosh. Wait, what? You want all the details? Signature Real Estate, guys, we're nice brokers, good brokers, good people, and yeah, I love it, guys. So, it's helped me out a lot. So, yeah, go Signature.
Cool.
Go Real Estate.
So tell us about you. Tell us about your background, where you're from, how'd you get in real estate?
Oh, cool. All right, so my name is Jamaal Ealey. I was actually born and raised from Vegas.
Okay.
I actually got into real estate because of a really bad real estate deal that I took when I was 22 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I was very young. I came from a hospitality background, especially being born and raised. I lived on Maryland Parkway in Hacienda, like right off the strip. So like I could literally see all those dirty billboards and a Tropicana hotel from my backyard, not even joking. I did well in hospitality, bartending from Flair, from everything. Beginning of my career, I had an opportunity to buy a house. Guess what year it was, guys? Take a wild guess. 07. So gangster. So
You were underwater.
I bought a house, and this is literally...
I smell short sale.
Yeah, if I even got that. 22 years old, I knew nothing. So I decided at 22, because I was balling, to buy a 3,400 square foot house with vaulted ceilings, a lot of windows in the desert. No idea about carrying costs. My realtor helped me zero, didn't even call me to this day, and I see this person for a little bit. And yeah, unfortunately, I didn't know what the carrying costs were. I could afford the mortgage payment, but unfortunately, my power bills were like $600 to $900 a month.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it was a very unfortunate time, very unfortunate process. That was my bad experience. The second good experience is that there was a wonderful person, Andy Chu, love him to death. Unfortunately, he passed, but he was like, when I was 24 and going through all this, he was like the person who told me, like, if you have this terrible feeling, you should get into real estate. Yeah. He was a really good broker. Super nice people. Went to college, went to high school with him. And I think it was 048 Realty. I don't know if his mom is still doing it, but literally one of the nice people I knew. He passed, and he actually helped me propel when I came back because I moved away. Okay. He died, and when I went back to his funeral, I've never heard so many wonderful things about a person in my life. Oh, wow. Just from not even his clients, but the people he worked with, worked around, and he'd been trying to get me into, since I was 24, but I just wasn't ready. I was traveling, I was partying, I was doing regular Vegas things, and at that time I was living overseas. Okay. So I came back, and I just was like, look, I knew I had to settle down. My mom got sick. One of the big reasons I came down, so it was just huge emotions going through, and that kind of helped me with my decision. I knew where I was kind of going. And then what really helped me is that we went every year. Me and my friends take 2 international trips. Oh, cool! And this is like the height of my bartending career. I was like 30, working at this wonderful gaming bar. I was making loot like $2,000 to $5,000 a weekend.
Wow!
2-3 days to put it in perspective, right? Yeah. So I was like, I can't do any wrong. We're in Cuba. We land in Cuba for a week. I land in Miami and I have 11 of my best friends with me. 11 of them. Right when we land in Miami, my phone starts having a seizure. 123 missed calls. I couldn't even turn it on. I had to reset it, and I had to look at all my friends and be like, dude, I think I just lost my job. Aww. Let me tell you about the saddest 5-hour flight home of my life. Oh, man. So I had to figure it out. I got home on Tuesday, I got home on Sunday, started real estate on Tuesday.
Wow.
That's how I got into real estate.
Started studying.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever done. I didn't join a team or nothing. I just was like, yo, I'm gonna figure it out. Hindsight. But yeah.
Well, you obviously figured it out.
Fingers are crossed.
Yeah.
I'm not like 20 years or anything, so time will tell.
So what year was that you got licensed? But
I got licensed 7.5 years ago.
I can't do math. I'm not good at math.
It'd have been like 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. 2017. Yeah. Started at Berkshire, loved it. Yeah. Till I didn't. Left a Signature about 1.5 years ago, and then, dude, it's been great.
Yeah, that's how we got connected, because you were the trainer.
I was the head trainer at Berkshire for 2.5 years. God bless their heart. Shout out to my Burgundies.
wonder that. But yeah, I went to a Mike Ferry retreat, and I was like, I'm getting back into role play. So I'm asking. I think I asked Rick. I'm like, who would be good? He said you, the lead trainer. I'm like, oh man, the trainer, Berkshire, that'd be good. You're great at role play. We're still role playing.
Yeah.
Still
on
2 years.
Wow.
He's not. I mean, I think role play is really important, but I thank John every day because he. It's not just about the role plays; it's about getting them the conversation, and more importantly, like picking someone's brain and like the mentorship and just the friendship and the peer relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love you, bro.
I love you too, man. Appreciate you.
Like, it's been good.
I always appreciate your energy because I'm like very analytical, introverted. And Jamal comes on and he's pumped, ready to go for the day. And I'm like, I always gotta put my energy up, you know. So
Trying to buy yourself.
Yeah. No, it is true. I agree with you. It's not necessarily all about the role play. There's a lot of days where I come in and I'm like, I don't really want to talk to anybody today, and like the phone feels heavy, and then I get in my role play and I had all of a sudden completely 180 twist, you know, like I'm ready to talk, I'm like hustling, I'm looking for that conversation, so it just pick me up, you know. It's just like you feed off that energy. So
for sure, the accountability, it's all energy, right?
Yeah.
So we talk about that all with teams or brokerages, just being surrounded by other people. You feel that, you know, especially right now because this is like the summers and we're feeling it a lot this year. It's like a lot of brokerages, they're empty because of the weather. So it's good when we can still.
A lot of people working from home.
But I think that's what's so part about just role playing, just doing like just being in this and like involving yourself in real estate, because I think I'm like a big humanity person. I think a long time, like a couple years ago, we gave up our humanity to technology.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing where the emphasis of people is the experience, and what people are really looking for is somebody who can adjust and talk to them.
Yeah.
Somebody who could not only talk to them, but is actually working proactively on better communication on themselves.
Yes.
So we look at role plays. The biggest thing isn't like you're an analytical. You see different ways. We have this. You know, I'm expressive, and you see all these different kind of just these different kind of conversations play out how they may. So when you get that, you just get a full range, and just the ability to ask a really good question is so far understated, and it's literally the only thing that holds you on from success and failure. Is your response and the questions that you ask. So
I agree with that. Yeah, it's amazing when you just ask that one question and it just opens up the whole conversation. Right?
Saved my relationship a couple times. Open any questions, fellas. It's very important.
I guess I wasn't asking enough questions.
You did. You said, "Why am I here?" And then you left.
Okay.
And the pot's over.
Yeah. I don't even watch the pot, but never stopped.
It's good.
Anyways, so tell me, because you've been in the business, 7-8 years now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I've seen a shift in the last 7-8 years, and you're talking about communication skills, and I mean, when I got into it 19 years ago, I mean, I would say it was a little bit easier to communicate because people would actually pick up their phones, and so now it's a little bit different. We got to get to the point a little bit quicker. People DM each other, or now we have social media. So you're really great at the scripts. What have you seen for your transition in the last 7-8 years of how you've had to change and kind of adapt? Like we're always going to have to do.
Yeah.
So
if we're being 100% honest, I haven't adapted to really what I want to do.
Okay.
And the biggest thing that I'm realizing too, and just because I'm big on numbers, I'm big on looking at the market, going back to Berkshire and Rick, because I love them, I had a really good foundation out there, and they told me a very simple thing, that you haven't earned the right to complain unless you're here a certain time. And I always kind of took that because there's always, and I didn't really understand it, but now I can look at it and say, there's people who have been there 20, 30 years. So they've gone through recessions and they've always had pivots.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that we're looking at is that a lot of times as agents, especially who've been in the game for a little bit longer, it's kind of like, all right, we're going to call, we're going to do this, and if it doesn't work, we have door knocking, we have open houses, and that's just not the game anymore.
Yeah.
It's not about like prospecting and closing, it's attracting and inviting. So the biggest thing that I'm taking away, and that's what I'm saying I'm not good at right now, is personal branding. When I say personal branding, as realtors, to stay relevant, we have to make more content about how to help it, what the actual journey is, what the process, and then more importantly, make the clients the heroes of the story.
Yeah.
So that shift is pretty big. Like a lot of times you're seeing all these agents start putting just listed, just sold, and everything else, and I need to, and this is something I will do, start making the clients like centrifugal business where they're going in and the whole thing is how we helped, what the plan was, and what the overall outcome was for their success.
Yeah.
So, you're the hero, I'm just the narrator. We're going to make sure that everything is going to end up to this process.
Yeah.
And then if you can successfully show that process or just show the difference in the impact of realtors and what we make in our individual service standards, that's what's going to set us apart, I think, for the next 15 to 20 years. Because it's no longer about what brokerage you're with, it's all about how you brand yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, two things, because I can't tell you how many times I already listed somebody, great, what company they are? I don't know, A lot of times they don't know the company, but I love what you talked about. It's a great analogy. I always say it all the time, make them the hero, and we're guides.
Yeah.
And we have to lead them down this path and have the confidence to lead them down that, because it's a lot. Real estate, there's a lot of motion to it, right? So I think it's a great analogy.
But that goes right back to the questions that you asked. Hey, what's keeping you up at night?
Right.
What's the biggest fears that you have? When you actually have the trust and somebody answers that, like legitimately and honestly, that's when you've actually done the process and done the work to actually have that service. At the end of the day, our clients only want value. They don't want anything else but, look, am I getting what I'm paying for?
Yeah.
And more important, with all these NRR, with all the lawsuits and going on, it's honestly, I'm really happy about it because now we have to demonstrate our value.
Yeah.
Now it's about the close. Now it's about giving that customer service. It's not just about opening doors or anything. Yeah. It's about negotiating. And I love it because we did all the extra work to get in this negotiation. So now it's not where the listing agent's paying me anymore. I don't have to play nice.
True.
Like, why can I go out as a buyer's agent and then say, hey, look, I'm normally a listing agent. If you want me to perform these as a buyer's agent, this is what I charge. It's not negotiable.
Yeah.
So it gives you more confidence in that sense, and they're going to respect that more because they know that, like, here's the stories, here's the actions. You want to be a part of
the success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think for me and our team is when this was all happening, I was excited. I'm like, this is a good thing for people that are actually producing and they take this business serious because the non-serious agents are going to get out because now the buyers are going to look at it and they're not going to go with just somebody, to show them a house. Now that they potentially going to have to pay that commission, they're actually going to look at their social media, their resume, whatever it is. You're going to have to bring value.
And more importantly, they don't have to stick with you forever.
Yeah.
That's huge. Like, no one's going to be in a 6-month contract anymore. Look, how about this? I'm going to put you in, 2 weeks, 30 days.
Yeah.
If we don't, hey, listen, I'm going to let you out of this because do you want to work with me if I didn't like you?
Yeah.
I'll do you the same.
Yeah.
Can we just make a guided effort and just say, hey, look, if anything goes wrong, you will let each other know about it?
Yeah.
That's much better than having to drive someone, show 50,000 houses or something where it used to be because there was no value proposition for it. So
there's more accountability now, which is good for the business, and that's something our industry desperately needs. And I think it's great that agents, I hope it'd be great if everybody could produce and make money, but it's just not the reality, and that's why we saw 49% of agents did 0 deals in the last 12 months.
God bless them. Get out.
They are leaving the industry right now, and it's still a little slow. It's picked up this year, which has been good for our businesses, but I think that all these shifts are good, and I hope our industry learns from this and continues to innovate.
Yeah, and I think as the biggest lobbying group, we already, the settlement's not even done, and we're already getting ahead of it to already show our value. Yeah. That's the one thing I like about NAR and everything else is I don't like the one thing I don't like a lawsuit is that it's going to remove a lot of transparency, but that just helps listing agents more.
Yeah.
Because now the buyer's going to have to call, and if I'm a listing agent and I have a whole bunch of buyers already, well, here's my listing.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different things where listing agents and the more powerful agents are going to rise to the top. So
I agree. That's typically what happens with every shift in the market. The top producers tend to do more business, and there's just I think that's going to continue. And it's interesting. We'll see how this all pans out too, because there's a lot of talk now with NAR and the DOJ, and they're kind of talking. I think they're kind of realizing what this has really caused is the folks that cannot pay the buyer commissions are going to be. They're the ones who are actually going to suffer the most.
Yeah.
So now they're in negotiations on something. Something's going on in the background. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the Department of Justice, who the beginning of 2021 and 2022 decided that we're going to put all of our commissions on Zillow and all social media platforms, and then we got sued and they took it all away. So thanks, Department of Justice. Real keen job.
I'm a big fan of the Department of Justice.
I
I'll
hope
tell
you're
you
not
that.
watching.
My license number. No, come at me, bro.
Jamal's gone.
No, but that's not. You guys got to think. Like before, they try to increase transparency, and that's why they did that. So you were hear that. Now, if you have it and you have a buyer coming in there, like an unethical agent is going to use that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say a lot of people. When you see before, when they had 1% listings, that wasn't for us. That was so buyers could go in and they could get like double N listings. So unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And it's it just kind of is what it is, and that's what happened with this lawsuit. A lot of people who weren't supposed to be in there got all amped up on selling Sunset, and then we're like, you know what, I'm going to be a realtor. And then unfortunately, they did this all an injustice because, the lawyers got paid 33%. And did you guys even hear what the average check that they're going to give the sellers is?
No.
It's like less than $30.
Yeah.
What?
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense that the lawyers split $270 million between like 12, and then all the class action lawsuit, they're getting no money. So and then they're yelling at us because we take 3 and then they take 33. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot going now. I think there's something going on with lawyers potentially getting capped as well. So this actually, I don't think this is actually, it's trickling down.
Yeah.
Because people are going like, well, this doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Mortgage and there are a lot of different things are coming down. So I mean, but it's whenever what's funny is that whenever people start losing money, people go crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When's the last time I saw this? Oh yeah, Rome wasn't good. But you know what I mean? People are losing their minds, and instead of when I go back to the humanity versus technology, instead of being like, hey guys, what's a way we can all work together and fix this? We literally haven't been this divisive since like Civil War days. This is insanity.
Yeah, it is
crazy.
Like affordability. You have all these things, like affordability is at a 40-year low to buy a house right now. If you guys didn't know that, it's insane.
Unfortunately, salaries haven't gone up, so
people get rich,
the thing with Vegas, so it's a niche market because thankfully, like we had the shift in our market in August of 2022, and then I would call somebody in Florida or Arkansas, whatever, I'm like a referral agent, like, oh, our market's great. That has all changed in the last couple months, and now they are feeling it, the other nations. So I was like, it's kind of like, okay, we're already out of that. We've already experienced a shift. And usually it's like California, Vegas, and it trickles down to everybody else.
Yeah.
So we're seeing that. But yeah, it's just it's an interesting market,
Well, think about Arizona and Austin. Arizona and Austin have huge, and they didn't always have, like, they had such a high, like, median and list price, and then Phoenix, Tempe, all those markets just started getting flooding with homes because people were leaving. Same thing with Austin. They had that big boom where everyone was going there. Kill Tony, shout out, all those things, and now they have a whole bunch of new build houses.
Yeah.
So the market is more of a balanced market there. So it's like, that's what's so beautiful is about real estate. It's always local.
Yeah.
And if you just stay in long enough, you'll reap the benefits by just being a better person, giving better service, and showing people like what your actual value proposition is. So
absolutely, just stick with it, right? Yeah. Yeah, and the reality is, like, I think another reason why, because it's kind of crazy that Vegas has gone up in price the last couple of years. Not by a lot.
No.
By like 10,000 a year or something like that, which is pretty low for what we experienced for like 10 years. But the fact that interest rates are 7.5% and we're not going down on price, basically we're kind of flat.
Yeah.
It's all the Californians moving out here with cash, and that's not changing. So it's because I'm getting that a lot right now. I don't know, when you're on the phones, you're hearing that, like, oh, because they listen to the news. Everybody listens to the news, right? And the market, the prices are going down. That's not happening here, and we don't see that happening here. But so what is your take on the market now? And then maybe there's no crystal ball. Next 6, 12 months, what are your thoughts?
So 6 to 12 months.
Vegas.
So 6 to 12 months, we've seen a really good increase in inventory. If you guys like, 12%. I think the stats came out like a couple of days ago, but we had 12% less listings that were sold last month over last month, and I think it was like -6. We saw increases, and right now we're sitting about 22% more inventory than we had last month and last year. We need more houses. It doesn't matter which way you split it. Like, as long as we get houses, we got to understand that by 2030, Vegas is going to increase by about 500,000 people. So our market is looking pretty good. We have a lot of construction's really good right now. If we get, if the interest rate goes down, it doesn't really help buyers. If everyone's like, man, if the interest rate goes, no, we need inventory. Inventory, especially in like the new construction market. I mean, you can go ahead and hedge the interest rate to 5, right? That's a 2% drop. There's still still offering seller concessions. We just need more inventory on there, and we need more people moving.
Yeah.
Just like you said before, like 44%, it increased to like 46 or 48% of California are the people who are buying it, but where's the rest of them? Like Iowa, Connecticut, New York's coming in, Florida's coming in. So, because just like you said before, we're such a, transient place.
Well, it's a very modern city. It's pretty cool, but yeah, you're absolutely right with everything that's been going on here. But what's interesting is we're not building fast enough. Like, we're only building 13,000, 14,000 homes a year. So in the Great Recession, when you bought your house, well, they were building 40,000 homes a year, and that's what people get lost in the sauce. Like, when's Vegas gonna crash again?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. We are like a decade or two behind on inventory.
Yeah.
I'm sure you noticed it too. When the interest rates went down to like 6.5, it was like 2 weeks. All the multiple offers, 20 offers, they all came back.
Bam, bam, bam.
6.5 interest rate.
Yeah.
So as soon as it's going to be mayhem again. I'm like so excited. I'm like building market share every single day because I think 2025 is going to be.
It's going to be. Well, there's one. If you guys want to know, there's one big factor that we're looking at, really, really big. It's the boomers. So boomers control 40 to 50% of all real estate markets, period.
Wealth.
And if what's going to happen is that first of all, you need a realtor and it's a good real estate attorney because living trust, inheritance, all that stuff is very important. Hit these guys up. But more importantly, when they do decide to pass and they don't have that, the amount of inventory that's going to come to the market is going to be insane.
Bananas.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, that's one of my biggest things. Like, all right, we can have all the doom and gloom, but the only thing guaranteed is taxes and death, especially in America.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's going to be a great shift in terms of wealth over the next 10 to 15 years. I absolutely agree with you because that older generation did a great job of saving and building.
Yeah.
Our generation is not doing that. Your generation's not doing that.
Are you? Or which one?
I'm a millennial.
So I just saw this. So they had all these things on retirement. Who's ready for retirement? Like Goldman Sachs did a huge survey and everything else. Guess who's the best, besides boomers, obviously, because they're rich. Gen Z is actually better in place for retirement than both Gen X and millennials.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
I would like to learn more about that.
One of the biggest reasons is when Gen X was coming up. And millennial, you're Gen X or millennial?
Millennial. I'd be here to say
we're like geriatric.
We're like in this middle ground where we're not either.
So we
no, it's true. They have like a subtype. I read an article one time. I gotta send it to you, but it's like we don't relate with either, but we're kind of mixed with it.
But you got to think these time frames, especially it was very difficult because we went through SARS, 9/11, Y2K, all these.
We
didn't
grow up with social media, like
we did. So
so
it was in that. So you have to understand how information's being passed now.
Yeah.
Gen Z is better in generational wealth because look at how they had a wealth of everything in there.
Yeah,
that's a great point. YouTube
we were still
education.
Into the mindset of work your ass off. Get a job, get a picket fence, all these other things that were clearly not true.
Yeah.
Don't start a business, it's very scary. Work for the man, they'll give you a pension. And Gen Z didn't have any of that.
No.
They've seen everything else and they've seen disturbing videos, and unfortunately they chose the technology version, and that's why you see I have a 17-year-old daughter, she has no resilience, I love her to death. But you know what I mean? Where you can put us in some stuff like a terrible market, and guess what? We'll do, you guys are doing pretty good.
Figure it out,
Do you know what I mean? But that's the mindset. And same thing as the boomers, they have the mindset of you have to work.
Yeah.
This is what I did. So when you take all that into account, I think it's going to be a very strong market. It just depends on the agents and the people literally asking the right questions and getting in front of the right people.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Well, let's get out of real estate here a little bit. What do you do for fun? What do you think about UNLV football and basketball this year?
I hope Coach Odom does good. Kruger's, I really hope. Kevin, God bless his heart.
God bless
He's still a basketball coach.
Yeah.
God bless Kevin.
Just for one more year.
Yeah. I think they're going to do really good. If they get like 8 wins, I'll be stoked.
You predicted
They get 8 or 9 wins. Yeah. 8 wins.
Oh, have you seen the schedule this year, though?
Yeah, I don't like it. If we get 8
Oh, I love it. It's
wins.
tough.
I know.
We play like Houston, Kansas, Syracuse, Boise, Fresno State.
We didn't do so good against Albany, so but it's no, I'm excited. Like this is especially shout out to keep on shooting everyone out, but like Sanchez and everyone, like for what they did
sure.
for the program, what they set him up for, I think Odom is really got really good players. Kruger's been doing really well. I think a lot of eyes are going to be on Vegas, especially you got to think with all the things coming here. This is probably, I mean, one of the best 10-year spans in just
it's true.
like future progress and productions that we've seen since literally the 90s when they were still building the strip.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a UNLV, it's kind of aligning well because the football program finally, it seems like it's in the right spot, and then with realignment, there might be a new Pac-12 or something. I know Big 12 is looking to expand again. Good timing for UNLV, and you're absolutely right. Now they got a brand new stadium, practice facility.
Yeah.
Things are aligning, and you hit on the nose. I've been saying it for like years. People forget Sanchez. Like Sanchez, he built this. It's too bad he couldn't see it through.
Yeah.
I don't think he was I thought he was a good coach. I thought he was an innovator. He had a great vision. I think Barry Odom is a perfect segue to that because Barry Odom's a great coach. I love the culture. I was not a fan of the last guy. He had no culture. Arroyo?
Oh, yeah,
Football?
Arroyo,
There's no coach. Again, everybody like, well, he's such a great recruiter. I'm like, he has an NFL stadium now. Like, he has everything.
Yeah.
And the guy just seemed like he could care less. So, Barry Odom, shout out to you, man. We're excited. They are loaded this year.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun. The schedule's hard. If they get 8 wins, I would be incredibly impressed.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, do you want to talk about real football? What are the Patriots going to do? Are you excited about Drake May? Are we excited about Drake May and Milton?
I am not.
Milton, baby. Drake May.
No, I am not a May fan.
You guys are both Patriots fans?
Yeah.
I named my daughter Brady. It's very disturbing. Lila Brady. She wouldn't let
That's
me
a
name
beautiful
the first
name.
Sounds like the championship name.
I'm giving him ideas right now.
I just love. I know people. It's not everyone like a sports person, but some of the toughest years of my life, sports got me through that, and I think that like
Same here.
just having the camaraderie going in there. Like obviously we've seen games together. Just like it, especially in real estate, it's the easiest way to talk to people.
Yeah.
Literally the best way you connect with people is it just goes down to like just sharing it, just letting someone share their story, share their passion is like the essence of humanity. So I think the more that we we get closer to the football season and everything else, once the new baseball stadium opens, just think like 10 years ago, there wasn't even sports.
No.
It's crazy.
Now we got Brightline that's potentially going to open up to an NBA stadium.
Yeah.
The football stadium across from a basketball stadium across from the
Hockey stadium.
It's all, it's really impressive how fast. Because people didn't, they didn't really think it through. They're like, oh, Vegas isn't a big city. I think we're like 40th biggest city in the nation, give or take, something like that. People don't think it through, but if you look at the schedule and you live in Minnesota, because everybody goes like their away game, right? We all do it.
Yeah.
I know I go away game every year. What game are you going to? You're going to Vegas every time.
Or the Dolphins.
Or Miami,
Miami.
South not making it to the game, but
you're not going to the game if you're in Miami.
I'll be wearing all white. It's cool.
I actually just went to a Marlins game.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Have you been to that stadium?
Oh, yeah, that's a beautiful stadium.
It's like a spaceship going over it.
Oh, my God.
It's crazy.
Is that the one that had to have like a cool little pool too in there? They have a little pool deck.
It has a pool deck and a little club on it. It's very Vegas. I mean, Miami and Vegas, there's a lot of similarities, right? Blue collar towns, but
I don't trust those in Miami. I don't trust South Beach. They don't have any houses. You never trust somebody that doesn't have houses. All condos.
All condos.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean sports is great. I'm excited. I used to box. I still box, I guess.
Oh, how'd you do in your fight?
I lost. It wasn't good. Keep your hands up, everybody. No. I went to decision. I went to decision, but I lost the decision. But yeah, man, I've been training for like 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, but I was
That's
like
impressive, man.
Yeah.
I'm on at our age, I would not want. I think about the football days when I played. I'm like, there's no way I could do that now. I was a crazy person.
I do not recommend now.
But you feel everything.
Yeah, what it comes down to is that I have 2 daughters and a lot of pent up emotion, so I got to get that out. I gotta let that be, but I've been training for so long, so it's like, so my boxing license is done August 24th. My fight is August 10th, and then I'm done competing. So
Oh, cool. We got to check you out
strictly
then.
golf.
Awesome.
Strictly golf.
Well, we're going to have a retirement party for you.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Look at my dude, my hands, my ears
He's
hurt.
ready.
If you want a realtor who can fight and beat up all the other realtors, guys, hit me up.
I love it.
He's your man.
That's a good segue.
Oh my God.
Hit this man up. You want to role play, buy or sell real estate? He's a man. Jamal, thanks for being on today.
Appreciate you guys. Go to Virtue. Magna Maritime, they're great.
Thank you, Rodrigo. Best
Thank
co-host
you.
in the business. This is
Appreciate
Ron
you guys.
Vegas, guys. Take care of yourselves today.
Peace.